Okie dokie, everybody. Should be able to see there. We are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the live stream. So let's have a look on Flight Radar. Hopefully you can all see this. So we've got Air France currently in the hold over at Newcastle. If you can let us know if the audio and video is okay for everybody. Let's see. We'll see if this is working. Right, so we've got the Air France there. We've got a few which have diverted the British Airways Shuttle 1-2 uniform. Which was... Audio's fine, you can hear me, brilliant. I'm just going to quickly change one thing, sorry. I just need to just end the stream. Right, there we go, folks. Alright, that should be live again. Sorry about that. Ferry Hill Train Spotter, hello mate, welcome on board. Alright, just... So let's have a look. So the Air France from Paris Charles de Gaulle is still in the hold. We'll have a look further down the country. We've got loads of disruption at the moment down in Bristol. See all the go-rounds and everything. EasyJet looked like he was diverting, but he's going elsewhere now. Sorry folks, I'm just trying to access everybody's comments because YouTube on my phone has stopped working for some reason. EasyJet to Southend. Oh wow, so the Munich flight, Munich to Bristol, has not even attempted an approach. They've just literally turned around and gone. It looks as though they're diverting to Luton. So they're just turn straight around. There, I can access everybody's comments now. Hello everybody! Woo! Lewis, Newcastle fan, Birmingham Airport's now closed. Yep, I can see that, mate. And also Nicholas, hello mate, great to have you on the stream. For a little French hop, I must be waiting for Newcastle. Yeah, the weather at Newcastle isn't good at all, so at the moment it's freezing rain, and the freezing rain is causing all of the chaos. SJ's Transport, hope the airports don't get it as bad as Aberdeen have had for the last 6 days. Numerous closures and cancellations. They have had loads of cancellations, you're right. At the moment, Aberdeen isn't looking too bad. Temperature -7, 350 degrees, 6 knots. Newcastle, we've got overcast, 350, 6 knots. Temperature 1 degrees Celsius. But again, it's that freezing rain at the moment. I don't know if I can do the overlay. I'll have a little quick look. Jay Vassy moved over here before I disappear briefly. No worries, mate. Great to have you on board. J-Ro, welcome back as well. Simply Just Planes, Newcastle Airport's closed, ice on the runway. Thank you for that, mate. Yeah, it's not ideal. It's really not ideal. But Air France is still in the hold. He hasn't descended yet. He's at 21,000 feet. I think he may possibly be the last... Oh no, we've got the KLM coming in. So we've got the KLM coming in from Schiphol. They've already put in a position and flight for both Ryanairs that have diverted to Edinburgh. So we've got Echo India, Echo Kilo India, and 9HQBU. Also got a Pilatus PC24 due in at midnight, so in about an hour and a half. It's yeah, pretty chaotic. We've also got a Convair Boeing C-40 Clipper from Virginia Beach heading into Prestwick. There's the KLM Airbus A321 heading to Newcastle. Whether or not they'll manage to land is another matter. We'll have a look down in Bristol at the moment. The Gibraltar flight is just on final approach. It does look like planes are managing to land at Bristol now, which is good. The weather at Bristol, 360 degrees, 17 knots, overcast at 100. So things are improving a little bit at Bristol, which is good. Got a Logan Air on its way, 2.5 hours late from Bristol to Aberdeen. Prestwick got an EMA divert. They did, yes, they got a DHL Boeing 777, Golf Delta Hotel Lima Whiskey. And that diverted from Los Angeles. It was flying from Los Angeles to East Midlands, and it diverted there. The Emirates about to go over from Edinburgh to Dubai. Emirates A380 just heading out. Tango Uniform Kilo Tango's positioning to Hanover. It's weather in Manchester at the moment. Rain, 020 degrees, 15, temperature 1. Manchester could very well have the same happen as what happened at Newcastle. They could end up closed because of freezing rain, so keep an eye out on that. Looks like Gatwick's managing just fine. I expected Gatwick to be more affected with the wind and rain and everything, but doesn't look as though they've done too badly, to be honest. Belfast to Bristol, EasyJet is diverting to, well, it says it's diverting to Liverpool, it's actually diverting to Luton. So that's just diverting there now. EasyJet from Munich to Bristol is diverting to Stansted. Air France heading from Paris to Edinburgh, that's on its way north. That's interesting. So the Amsterdam flight from the KLM flight from Amsterdam to Dublin has just entered a hold. It looks like they are descending though, just to the north of the airport. Ryanair from Cologne to Dublin is at 7,000 feet. Oh, excuse me. Ryanair from Milan Bergamo to Dublin. Use a higher altitude. Aer Lingus to Heathrow diverted to Stansted. Oh, interesting. That'll be the A320neo. That one, Echo India November Sierra Delta, which is just positioning back to Dublin now from Stansted. EasyJet from Tenerife, just about making an approach into Bristol. You can see there's 20 of you all tuned in. Hello everybody, welcome to the live stream. If you are just joining for the first time, it's great to have you on board. Alicante to Shannon. Let's have a look and see what the winds are doing down in Jersey. Jersey at the moment, crumbs, look at that. Wind currently in Jersey, 260 degrees, 54 knots, gusting 76 knots. John Vassy, hello mate, welcome to the live stream. Great to have you with us. But yeah, wind currently gusting 76 down in the Channel Islands. Guernsey Airport gusting 63. 58 in northern France, and go to Cayenne, 23037, gusting 50. So that area of low pressure is just sweeping its way through. If we turn on the precipitation, quite like the turn that on, you can see that intense precipitation around that area of low pressure. Bournemouth getting 2E787 800 tomorrow, Daniel. Oh, that's interesting. Down at Bournemouth, let's have a look. Bournemouth arrivals. Oh yeah, we've got Tango Uniform India Bravo. You're on your phone for this, but it seems fine. Brilliant, mate. Brilliant. Yeah, 2E Golf Tango Uniform India Bravo. Heading to Bournemouth from Glasgow tomorrow. That'll be an interesting movement. But you can see that area of intense precipitation over the Channel Islands. Similar in the northeast here at the moment because of the freezing rain. That is causing disruption here. The Air France is still in the hold. He hasn't left his altitude yet. He's still at 21,000 feet. So I imagine he'll divert to Edinburgh unless the runway reopens soon. So we'll see. Daniel plays the Bristol KLM has gone back to Amsterdam. Yes, you're right. There it is. Great spot there from Daniel. So there's KLM 51 Bravo, and if we have a look, you can see that the KLM Embraer 190, he got to about just to the west of Reading. He's just done a U-turn and gone straight back to Amsterdam. The thing is, from an operational standpoint, it makes more sense. At least they've got spare crews in Amsterdam and spare aircraft, so better than diverting to somewhere in the UK. But yeah, really good spot there, Daniel. Great shout there. If we have a look further up, we've got the KLM to Newcastle, A321neo, Papa Hotel Alpha X-Ray Charlie. KLM have only started using these A321s on the route to Newcastle in the last few days, so it's a fairly new aircraft on the route. Yours stopped working earlier in your Xbox, John. That's a shame, mate. That's a shame. But yeah, the KLM have just started using this aircraft type on the route, and I've yet to actually see it at Newcastle. I have seen it at Schiphol, and yeah, it looks. It may possibly do the same as the Bristol flight. They may end up returning back to Amsterdam. We'll see what they do. But yeah, it's not descending, so he's diverting. Very possibly. He's still in the hold at the moment, that Air France, so we'll just have to give it a little bit of time. Ryanair 74 Tango Golf to Dublin. That's just started pinging. EasyJet from Tunisia. Everything looks normal at Glasgow. Ice on the runway, yes it is, mate. Yeah, ice on the runway at Newcastle apparently, which is causing the disruption. Like I say, according to this, we will have we've got the A321 coming in from Amsterdam. We've got the Krakow flight, 9 Hotel Victor Uniform Romeo, and that's due in about an hour. Ryanair 809 Yankee. So we'll see if that manages to land or not. Just have a look down at Bristol again. Tenerife flight has successfully landed. Do you think the Avanti will still come to Newcastle tomorrow, Daniel? I imagine it will, yes. I imagine it will. I can't see any reason why it wouldn't. Excuse me. Berlin to Bristol is just on final approach now for runway 27. Rain freezing on contact, guessing they didn't expect any. Well, it's not just that, it's also the fuselage as well. So it's a safety risk and hazard for aircraft flying in those conditions. And particularly for departures, I know the British Airways earlier on returned back to stand the A321neo. So yeah, it's something like that as well, which depending on what de-icing fluid has been used and what the contamination level is, the aircraft will need to be done again. And yeah, it's an interesting one. It's an interesting one. It's those sort of conditions can be lethal. The Avantier -8, that's it there, due in tomorrow into Newcastle, as Daniel has just said. Lewis, Bournemouth will travel up tomorrow. They will indeed, yes. Looking forward to seeing them on Saturday. Avantier -8 due in at 6:09 p.m. tomorrow. It's weird actually because we always used to get -8 in all the time. We always used to get Flybe and Eurowings used to send the Ex-Air Berlin ones in. Very, very rarely get them in nowadays. But yeah, tomorrow will be nice to see. Some news: the Air France 1558 from Paris Charles de Gaulle to Edinburgh is now descending. He's left 21,000 feet and is now descending in the hold at Newcastle Airport. So Air France is looks like he may be given the approach a shot, which would be good. Meanwhile, the KLM 961, he's still continuing toward Newcastle, and he also has just started his descent down into the northeast as well. So potentially we might get our first couple of arrivals coming in, hopefully, and here's hoping that the Air France is successful in landing. So that'll be our first one coming up. The Lufthansa, so this is an interesting one. Lufthansa Cargo Airbus A321 Delta Alpha Echo Uniform India is currently flying from Frankfurt. It should have been flying to Birmingham. However, looking at its current route and altitude, at the moment he's at 38,000 feet. It looks as though he's going to be going across to Dublin. That being said, Dublin planes there are still in a hold. Ryanair's still in the hold. Lufthansa's still in the hold. KLM 737-900 again is in a hold. Ryanair 737 MAX is also in a hold. So we'll keep an eye on those. Very likely that more disruption is to be expected at Dublin. Newcastle could be an option as an alternative airport. It could be, Lewis, but the problem we have is because the weather is such at Newcastle, it wouldn't be a primary alternate for a lot of airlines because of that because of the condition it's in at the moment. Because we've lost so many of our own flights to likes of Glasgow and Edinburgh, it doesn't, if an airline's looking at diverting somewhere, they want to be guaranteed pretty much that they'll be able to land successfully. But when you've got your own based aircraft going out of position, it's never a good thing. But yeah. Planes, trains, Andrew, hello, welcome to the live stream. Lots of interesting stuff should be happening. Yes, there is. At Newcastle, we've got some disruption because of freeze and rain. Air France is just in a hold, and we've had planes divert coming into Newcastle. So a couple of them are up in Edinburgh and Glasgow. And also in Dublin at the moment, it looks as though they may have the same issue as well. So the Lufthansa is still holding on the approach. But we'll see if they manage to land successfully. Hopefully they do. Got Ryanair from... Oh, this is another diversion as well, because East Midlands Airport is currently closed due to snow. And Ryanair 4152 from Malaga to East Midlands looks as though he's going to be diverting to London Stansted. So they're just descending into Stansted now. Nicholas, Alpha 6 Echo Oscar Papa, killing themselves laughing. Yeah, literally. Literally a case. Just like, see you all, bye bye. Emirates 20, Manchester to Dubai. Apparently checking on your phone, the Apple Weather 5 in 5-6 o'clock in the morning, there's a 55% chance of snow. There was the other morning as well, it was nearly 90%, but nothing actually came of it, so I'm a bit sceptical of excuse me, some of the forecasts at the moment. So we've got a few flights going in Edinburgh and Glasgow. Ryanair from Gdansk, 737 MAX 8200. Another KLM A321neo. Alpha X-Ray India. And into Glasgow we have a 737-800 just descending into there now. We go back to the Air France. The Air France is now passing through 9,300 feet. And... definitely looks as though they're going to be attempting an approach into Newcastle, which will be good. Going overhead, we've got an EasyJet from Athens to Edinburgh. Starting its descent now into Edinburgh. Taking it with a pinch of salt. It's the best thing to do, mate. Best thing to do. KLM Amsterdam Newcastle's at 28,000 feet. Still continuing their... descent down into Newcastle. Berlin to Bristol, successfully down on the ground at Bristol. Again, around this area of low pressure that's bringing those really strong winds. There's very strong gusts and damaging winds down in Jersey at the moment. But yeah, Jersey has a few flights cancelled even for tomorrow. British Airways flight in the morning is cancelled. The outbounds in the morning, the 7 a.m.s to Heathrow and Gatwick are cancelled. 10:40 flight to Heathrow is cancelled. Guernsey's estimating 9:50. Also for Guernsey, we've got... so many cancellations in Guernsey. Let's have a look. Most of those are shown as unknown for most of the day. Audrey McDonald. Hello, Audrey. How are you doing? Great to have you on the live stream. Welcome on board. I think Newcastle's changed its direction of the runway again. Yes, I think they have. The wind was forecast to be coming in from the east, and that's what's happened. So the Air France looks as though it's going to be given the approach a shot at Newcastle, which is good. And for any of you who are just tuning in, we've had a few diversions from Newcastle to Edinburgh and Glasgow, just due to freezing rain here in the northeast. But it looks as though our first arrival since, let's have a look, our last aircraft to land, believe it or not, was 2 hours ago. Last arrival was 2 hours ago. 737 MAX 8 of TUI Airways, Tango Uniform Mike Papa Tump. And that arrived at 8:37. So we've not had any arrivals for nearly 2 hours. Just looking at the list, as you can see, we've had our TUI from Gran Canaria divert, and that's gone up to Glasgow. We've had our British Airways A319 divert, again, up to Glasgow. Ryanair 737 from Dublin, that's diverted to Edinburgh. And our Ryanair from Alicante also is diverted from Edinburgh. Ryanair's already got flight plans in the system to reposition those aircraft back to Newcastle. So we've got 2 flight plans in, 11:28 and 11:58. I imagine they will be slightly later than that. I might be wrong. But both the Ryanairs that divert to Edinburgh should be positioning back in time for tomorrow's flights, because those aircraft will be needed for tomorrow. So the Air France from Paris Charles de Gaulle to Newcastle is just about, it's number 2 tracked worldwide right now, Air France 1558. And they're just about to perform an approach on the ILS approach for runway 07. Tony McCall. Hello, Tony. How are you doing, mate? Great to have you on the live stream. Wonder where that Lufty is off to that was heading for Birmingham. We were just talking about that, Tony. So the Lufthansa cargo A321 that should have been going to Birmingham, they do have an operation out of Dublin. So from a logistical standpoint, Dublin seems the most logical place for them to divert to. So that's where they're heading. However, at the moment, Dublin has had its own problems, and as you can see, most of the flights have been holding in the past few minutes. That issue, whatever it was at Dublin, seems to have been resolved. We've got the Lufthansa 982 from Frankfurt to Dublin has just landed. Ryanair 63 Golf Juliet from Cologne has also just landed, and the KLM 737-900 is on final approach as well. So whatever the issue was at causing these delays at Dublin seems to have been resolved. So they should be okay to divert there. You cleared the car de-ice and watched the windscreen freeze in front of you. You had to pull over. Oh, I know it was freezing this morning, mate. It was freezing. My washer bottle fluid was completely solid, despite it having the additive in that's supposed to protect it. Looks like the Air France, yeah, Air France is SJ's transport, Sean. The Air France is just on the approach now into Newcastle, so they're just about to attempt an approach. How would you get back from Glasgow? Would you have to make your own way back down, hire a car to get back to Newcastle? Lewis, no, it's the airlines have it down to a pretty fine art, really, when it comes to diversions. So most of them will hire out a couple of coach companies, depending on how many passengers there are, and they'll hire out the coach company and contract them out to drive the passengers from Glasgow or Edinburgh back down to Newcastle, because it's only about a 3.5-4 hour drive. I say it's only 3.5, 4 hour drive. By the time you get your bags, get on the bus, get down here, it's a long old slog. Occasionally, and I have known this happen in extreme cases where the weather has been particularly bad, say the snow has been bad or something else has happened. I have known the airlines to put passengers up for the night, so they've accommodated them with a hotel and then driven them back down to the northeast the following day. So that's another option. But yeah, it's swings and roundabouts. But it's not ideal if you just want to get home and off the plane. It's not ideal if you end up sort of 110 miles away. Typical, it's still the rain again. Hopefully it's not freezing rain, Lewis. Yeah, I think the runway has been treated. That's the main thing. The runway has been treated, so it should be nice and safe to land on now, which is the main thing. No one getting their parcels tomorrow, Tony? Nope, you're right there. It's it's not ideal, is it? Yeah, you tried telling me on after the match. Your dad tried to clean the windscreen with washer fluid, instantly froze on the windscreen. It's daft because on a lot of the bottles it says that it's rated to -20 or it works to -20 and this, that, and the other, and a lot of the times it really doesn't. There's KLM 961. KLM 961 just descending through 10,000 feet. And should be on the approach very shortly. 2 departures for Newcastle, 11:10, the British Airways and the EasyJet. Yes, this should be going, however, they are still being de-iced, so they're not pinging on flight radar yet, so we'll wait for them being sorted out. Ryanair from Malaga to East Midlands is just diverting to Stansted now, so that's on the approach. I think some of the crews have run out of hours as well, so like that TUI I don't think will be repositioning back to Newcastle tonight, so yeah, we'll see. Air France on final approach for runway 07. Your car's electric, you have to get the stuff rated to -30 and use it. Oh yeah, yeah. I think one of the only benefits of having an electric car this time of year is that how quickly it heats up inside when you want to get ready and get going. Especially when you forget you diluted the bottle 4 times in the summer. You're not wrong there, Nicholas. You are not wrong at all, mate. Well, Air France has successfully landed. Yep, looks like he's rolling to the end of the runway. Looked as though he was going to try and make Charlie, but instead he's rolling all the way down to the end of the runway. Foxtrot Hotel Bravo Lima Golf. But hey, patience. His patience was rewarded. They entered that hold and they made it. You can preheat the car. That's right, Lewis. Yeah, that's right. That's pretty good. Certain perks. It's pretty good. Oh, the Air France is doing a 180 backtrack. That's interesting. So the Air France is doing a 180 backtrack on the runway. He's just rolled down to the end, done a 180, and now he's taxiing down the runway to the stands. It's raining again at Newcastle, Daniel. Oh, interesting. Thank you, mate. Just waiting for the Air France to clear the runway. Meanwhile, KLM is just about to turn onto the approach, KLM 961. Only 6 minutes late, to be honest, so he's not done too badly. Yeah, it is. Although I don't know if it could be if the taxiways haven't been treated properly. Tony McCall, yep, that's exactly what I was just thinking, mate. If the taxiway hasn't been treated yet, then they might just be doing it for that reason. So, which would make sense. Excuse me. I meant to mute my microphone before I coughed there, folks. Sorry about that. So the Air France is just backtracking all the way down the runway now. Lewis, yeah, I think I'll. I've got water, but might grab a quick hot drink in a minute. Daniel, no, he's gone all the way down to Alpha, so just vacating the runway now. Should be at least, anyway. KLM should be on the approach as well. Yep, KLM is there. Still love on Flight Radar that they've got the proper logo for the Metro. Yeah, I love that. the nice yellow M. Oh, that is funny. There we go. Air France has vacated the runway. Excellent job. Crew finally managed to make it here at Newcastle. Their persistence has been rewarded. It's brilliant. So now we've got our next arrival coming in. And KLM 961 just approaching, heading on the wall. You can see there's 40 of you all tuned in. Good evening to each and every one of you if you're just tuning in. We're just doing a Flight Radar watch along because there's been quite a bit of disruption in the UK this evening because of weather and because of one reason or another. Down in the southwest there's been a lot of disruption because of the storm, Storm Goretti. However, up here in the northeast we've had our own disruption, and also in the Midlands as well, particularly East Midlands Airport, Birmingham and Bristol, who've been affected by snow, wind and rain. So it's not been the greatest. Well done, Air France, absolutely. 2 to Glasgow, 2 to Edinburgh. Hopefully the last Ryanair doesn't divert, Daniel. Yeah, I think it should be okay now. Pending any further weather or changes, it should be okay now, hopefully. So we've got our KLM 961 just coming in now. DHL 777 freight diverted to see Ken up at Prestwick instead of going to East Midlands. Do you know what? Glasgow and Prestwick have had some really good diversions today. So you've had that DHL 777 divert to Prestwick, and then earlier on today, I don't know if anyone saw, but there was a KLM 777 which had a medical emergency on board, and they diverted to Glasgow. My good mate Daniel Sander actually caught it departing from Glasgow, and yeah, it's been quite a day for diversions. It really has been. Sean Ray, hello mate. Runway is treated now, however if it rains it can contaminate it, so there is that potential there, mate. There is that potential. Jacqueline, hello Jacqueline, how are you doing? Great to have you on board. And to you as well, from Dallas, just eating supper. Very nice, very nice. Well, it's past, pretty much past supper time here, but it's any time is a good time to watch Flight Radar 24. Even better alongside with all of you on the live stream. It's brilliant to have you all tuned in, everybody. Saw the 777 declaring over Scotland, Daniel. Nice one, yeah. SJ's transport, this KLM's only 1 year old. It is indeed, mate. It is indeed. Papa Hotel, Alpha X-Ray Charlie. Do you know what's weird, though, is when I first went to Amsterdam Airport last year, this was pretty much, you know, Papa Hotel, Alpha X-Ray Alpha had just been delivered. The first A321neo. And now most of them are already over a year old. It's crazy. KLM is just touching down now. There we go. KLM is successfully down. Woohoo! British Airways A321neo is just pushing back now as well. So the British Airways needed to be treated before because of the icing conditions, and it looks as though they've been de-iced, Shuttle 13 Whiskey, and they're now pushing back. That's brilliant news. KLM is just rolling down runway 25, correction 07. East Midlands have some amount of snow just left work, Chris, and Bravo Mike Romeo Alpha, one of the ex-British Airways 757s, was due out at 7:30, required de-icing 3 times, and faced with constant slots. Oh, that's a pain, mate. That's an absolute pain. Oh, man. Well, this is the thing with our British Airways here, Chris. So, Shuttle 13 Whiskey, that's just pinging there now, had a slot before, but then because of the deteriorating weather conditions, it's had to go back to be de-iced again, and it's still, you know, it's still at square one, which is it's just been pushed back again. So it's a bit of a shame. It's just one of them days. Interestingly, this morning, so some of you would have been tuned in for the live stream this morning when I was at Newcastle Airport, and we had one problem after another. So the tug for the Logan Air Embraer 145 that was going to Southampton, that broke down. So our Logan Air 145 ended up being on stand for a prolonged period of time. Then the Jet 2 that was on the Emirates stand with the jet bridge, they had a technical problem with the jet bridge, so they couldn't board passengers on the Jet 2 737. So that caused a delay. Then the British Airways A320neo that should have gone first thing, that had a long slot delay till 10:30, which did eventually improve, but they had to sit on stand and wait for that. So yeah, it was one of them days. Oh, and then another one, and Jet 2 Holidays 737 pushed back from stand, was ready to taxi to the runway, and they had a technical problem with the aircraft, so they had to then return to stand. So yeah, it's been an interesting day. It's been a very, very interesting day. Lewis, Newcastle fan, yeah, it's a shame we can't listen to the ATC, but Hey, at least we have Flight Radar 24. And compared to what it used to be, like, Flight Radar 24 is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Stephen Marchant, hello mate, how you doing? Just been to bed, has been up since 5:30. You'll watch for a while. Basically, we've had a lot of disruption because of the weather, Stephen. So we've had some of our planes here at Newcastle divert up to Edinburgh and Glasgow. And also across the UK, there's been loads of diversions. So East Midlands has been affected, Bristol has been affected. So yeah, it's not been the greatest. Here comes our next arrival, Ryanair 809 Yankee from Krakow. It's just inbound now. We've got Ryanair positioning up to Prestwick. And if we have a look here at Stansted, you'll see this Ryanair has diverted to Stansted from Malaga to East Midlands Airport. So just due to the weather at East Midlands, they've diverted there. We've got this Pilatus PC24, beautiful, brand new PC24 that is flying from Stansted to Newcastle, running about 15 minutes late, but he is pinging on the apron down there at Stansted. Ah, Dan, you're back. Fantastic, mate. Fantastic. I shall just unmute. Dan, are you there? Hey, you can say hello to all the viewers.
It was like a mini food coma. So I had my food and just kind of crashed out.
Oh dear.
I'm fine now. I'm still tired, but I'm fine now. For now.
And folks, just so you know, Dan got a video of that KLM 777 that we're on about that diverted earlier on to Glasgow. So if you're interested in watching a video of it, feel free to check out his channel. You might find it interesting. It was a really good video. Cracking catch as well.
Can you put the links in the stream chat?
Oh, I suppose I could.
Do you do it or do I do it?
I'll do it, mate.
To do with the right, cool.
We were just saying as well, because Glasgow had the KLM divert in earlier on, and now Prestwick's just had that DHL divert from East Midlands. 2 777s. Shuttle 13 Whiskey, British Airways A321 Neo, is just about to line up. Chris, our only problem has been the temperature plummeted down to -9 with the start of freezing fog. Yeah, that's not ideal.
-9?
Yeah, it's cold that.
Wow, that's bad.
When you think the issues that we've just had here at Newcastle with freezing rain and everything, and the temperature's 1 degree. So, yeah, -9 is going to be a real pain. Lewis says, hello, Dan.
I'm on the stream. Hello, Lewis.
There you go.
Hello, Vasi.
Geordie Nicholas, there's a load of foons out tomorrow according to Ted Coningsby. Ah, right. Nice. He always gets some good shots, does... I was watching one of his streams. Sean Ray, Newt.
I'll be PG.
Good man. Good man. Funny story. Hi and bye, Dan. No worries, John. Great to have you on the live stream. Great to have you on the live stream, John. And yes, I'll share his. I'll do it on my mobile phone. We've got our British Airways just lining up there. Chris, funny story. A West Atlantic mail flight couldn't last this morning. Returned to EMA. Then they had rumblings about positioning the aircraft back again from East Midlands tonight. Oh, that's a real pain, that, Chris. That's a real pain.
See the KLM Neils, is this your first day? Like, well, the Amsterdam stuff, is this their actual first day? Or have they been in before?
I think this is the second or third day now we've had them.
Right.
And then from Saturday it's changing, so effective from Saturday we'll have an afternoon, like lunchtime flight, and that'll be a 321 Neo as well.
So it's just all Neos now?
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, they've got rid of that 800 at November.
Mm-hmm.
Bravo Kilo, Bravo X-ray Kilo.
I think the rest of them will go fairly quickly over the next sort of few months.
Yeah, their 737s are done from what I've heard. Same with a lot of the Ryanair ones, a lot of the Ryanair UK ones. The pickle forks and the baggage bays are knackered.
Audrey MacDonald, take care, Audrey. Lovely to have you on the live stream. Great to have you with us. And John Vassy, you're a group tomorrow, so likely won't be online till Saturday evening, John. Brilliant to have you on the live stream as well, mate. And hope you have a cracking weekend, whatever you get up to. Great to have you on board. Thank you so much for all your support today. To Audrey, to John Vassy, really do appreciate it. Thank you so, so much. Stephen Marchant, hope your flight on Saturday is not affected. Yes, hopefully not, mate. We want to get to the Canaries in good speed. Lovely warm temperatures. Sean Ray, I'll bet Dan will count this appearance as stream, and he probably will as well.
No comment on that one.
Well, Sean's one up on you. At least Sean has actually been to London Heathrow. He's used his mobile phone and he's done a live stream. At least he's done that.
I mean, I'm going to do one proper. I'm not the biggest fan of the phone streams. I'd rather make sure that the quality's there, but that's just a me thing. So
yeah, but the thing is, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Have you been to Palma Airport? Is it a night? Yes, I was in Palma about 3 months ago, Stephen. So I flew on the last Condor 757 from Frankfurt to Mallorca, and then flew with Iberia Express from Mallorca to Madrid. And in fairness, the airport was very busy. Even for the end of year for Mallorca, it was particularly busy. What's Dan's channel name? John, I shall share you the link. Just bear with me. I'll do it on my mobile phone. I said I was going to before.
I don't know if you can click my channel for putting my name in the comments there.
I'll share the link just now. Here we are. Don't knock your iPhone 11. Yeah.
To be fair, the iPhone 17 Pro or Pro Max, like the camera on that's mental for live streaming. Like,
it is.
You would get away doing a really decent high quality live stream in, say, the Polder Van, Amsterdam, and you would be sorted. You could actually do it on the phone with the way the zoom is.
Yeah, but the thing is, even when we went to Schiphol last year, I found just doing it on the phone was as good a quality as anything. Yeah, it's not the best, don't get us wrong, but it's better than nothing.
Yep.
You've got cyclocross national championships this weekend at South Shields. That'll be fun, Nicholas. That'll be really fun. Oh, thank you very much, love. You're a star. Thank you. And my lovely wife has just brought me a lovely cup of coffee. So shout out to her. Massive thank you. According to Sky News, Storm Goretti 70 has resulted in 70,000 homes left without power. Wow. That's a lot of disruption, Lewis. That's a lot of disruption.
Thanks for the sub, John.
Yes, our first Ryanair repositioner is pinging on flight radar. We've got Ryanair 956 from Edinburgh to Newcastle. 9 Hotel Quebec Bravo uniform. So one of our 738s is going to be coming back home. Chris, have either myself or Dan got plans for Wick Round 2? Well, given the fact that when we did Wick Round 1, Eastern Airways went bust, I think we should be careful with Round 2. We don't want to frighten them off just yet. What? Not even... not hot chocolate, no. I'm past hot chocolate, Stephen. I need coffee now, just to stay awake.
The thing with the Wick flights is they did go on sale, but they're still not shown properly, and the jet streams haven't actually flown yet at all in months.
I was
So it's...
I was looking.
Yeah.
I think the most recent one was September last year. That's the most recent that one's flown.
Yeah, that's quite a bit away. Thanks for the sub as well, Lewis.
Thank you all for it. And also check out Sean Ray's channel, because Sean does live streams.
I see it. I can't see it.
Snazzy, you pronounce Amsterdam's name slightly different than you. Ah. You don't miss the P and include a T, do you, by any chance?
I've just got a heavy Glaswegian accent.
No. I'm just saying if you remove the H and replace it with a T. Just don't say it out loud.
See.
You've done what? Do you know what, Sean? That's still one more than Dan, in fairness. So, you know.
Yeah, it's to start Monday, but it might slip, and
Is
there's
it
meant
not?
to be a Learjet on it. I don't know.
Has it not been moved to Tuesday or Wednesday?
No, it's still Monday.
Is it? Oh.
Where does he book the actual flight to fly on it?
I'm not sure. I saw Fergus had posted, sent a screenshot, but I'm not entirely sure.
I think it's Air Charter Scotland's site.
You believe it's supposed to start on Monday? Yeah, that's the thing as well, though, Chris, because the public service order only runs until March. So even if they are operating it effective from next week, it's only going to be up until the PSO is awarded to another airline beyond March. So, yeah.
As is, I think it's their actual.
Snazzy,
Sure, no.
Snazzy, you were thinking, you were saying exactly what I was thinking. Brilliant.
Oh, I know you've got a number one fan, Sean, and that is all I will say. That is all I'm going to say.
Friend. Stephen Marchant, you missed what I said about Newcastle Airport expansion. Can I give you a quick recap? Yeah, certainly, mate. So the terminal expansion is well underway. They were working on it this morning. The airport wants to have it up and ready for this year. And the way they're progressing with it at the moment, it may even be done for the peak of summer. That's how advanced they are on it. As I say, it is just an extension to the departures area, and also it'll improve the arrivals. But it'll be interesting to see when it all sort of is opened and how that improves things. Also, the security area, they're improving the security area to increase the flow rate by 30% this summer. That's going to be good.
It has been pushed back 2 days to the 14th of January.
Oh, it has been, so it's
And,
next Thursday.
Yeah, and the flight
Wednesday.
runs up until the 31st of March. And
So
it doesn't operate on Saturdays.
So it's literally just operating up until when the PSO
Yes.
expires and not beyond, right? And who'd you
And
book that through?
You go onto the PSO awarding on Air Charter Scotland's website, and then they direct you to a booking link that's made just for the flight.
Oh, right, okay. That makes sense.
There's also on the thing as well. It says they've got them wet leased, and then Air Charter Scotland supposedly taking on the type under their own ALC, even though it's expiring. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But it would be a good flight to do. I was just looking at one there towards the end of March, and it's £90. So
It's pretty good.
yeah.
There's another diversion there, folks, on the screen for you. It's the #1 tracked flight worldwide at the moment. Forteventura to Birmingham. Looks like he's diverting to either Manchester or Liverpool. Snazzy, good night. Great to have you on the live stream, Snazzy. Take care of yourself and lovely to have you on board. Sheepshall is what it's named after. Yeah. Chris, you've got all the relevant equipment. You have had a Jetstream toolbar in storage since the demise of Easton. Yeah. It was really sad, that whole demise and how it all worked out.
So that EasyJet is one of two that's got 186 seats rather than the 180. They were meant to go to, I think it was either an Asian or a South American carrier,
Oh, right.
and it never went to it. There's only two or three of them, I think, it is that have on that red sequence. So it was meant to go to Viva Air Colombia, and then going up to EasyJet instead, and it's just retained 186 seats rather than 100 and... Sorry, it's 188 seats. EasyJet configure theirs with 186, so it's got 2 extra seats. I don't even know where those 2 extra seats will be, but
was that one of the Chinese built ones, or was that a different one?
No, I know the one you're thinking of. These were built in Toulouse. They're meant to go to Viva Air Colombia.
Oh, right.
I know the one you're thinking of. You're thinking of UZEH.
Yes. Yeah, because it was based in Glasgow, wasn't it? Because I saw that when I came up for the Global Airlines for the A380.
No, there's 2. There's 3 that's been built. So UZF has been built in China. So is G as well. So they get 3 from China. There
good.
was a day as well. That Wiz get 3 delivered, but it was weird because they all went to different bases from different factories. So one went from Toulouse, one went from Hamburg, and then one went to China. From China to the carrier.
Cool. Geordie, they filled it in landed aircraft. It did. Stephen Marchant. Yes, Stephen, the Ryanair is just due in a couple of minutes from Krakow, our next arrival. Also, on Flight Radar, we've got Newcastle to Bristol, the EasyJet A320 Echo Zulu Oscar Hotel. It's running about nearly 2.5 hours late. They have just started pinging though, so that'll be going shortly. Oh, actually, if you go on to Flight Radar as well, folks, so as you can see, both our Ryanairs are pinging to come back to Newcastle. Ryanair 956 is already taxiing at Edinburgh, and Ryanair 4077 is pinging, just about ready to push back. So we will get both of our 737s back tonight, which is good. Not sure what the crack is with the TUI though. Let's have a look at Glasgow.
Glasgow's went to. Same with the shuttle, I think. Yeah, the BA's went to Glasgow. Is that 319?
Yes, Delta Bravo Charlie Kilo, I think it was.
Yeah, it's went to Glasgow.
There's no flight plan for the plane to come back to Newcastle. 2 more, let's have a look. At least I don't think there is. No, and that max of ours, 2 more, is supposed to be flying to Sharm el Sheikh in the morning.
Ah,
okay. Chris, you found it interesting choice to base Wick aircraft in Wick. Yeah, it was interesting because when me and Dan flew from Wick in September, we were talking to one of the staff members. She used to actually be cabin crew for Eastern Airways, and I think they've had a lot of disappointment up there over the years, especially with routes coming and going, and airlines starting to operate a route and then finishing it abruptly, and I think this whole demise with Eastern Airways has just been another chapter in that story for Wick Airport, sadly. But yeah, it's a bit of a shame, to be honest. Easy 87 Uniform Whiskey is just lining up now on runway 07, ready to depart. Oh, there's a nice plane coming for you to Prestwick, Dan.
What?
Ryanair 737-800.
Surprised they've actually got 800s in. They switched to Maxes for most of the last year. It's mainly been Maxes based at Prestwick, yeah.
Echo November Mike. It's just positioning, so it must be in for maintenance.
Yeah. I think we've got a Max based one doing the flights, but we're still getting a lot of 800s in for maintenance and stuff. Prestwick switched to a Max base start of last summer. Even then, they were still basing one Max at the airport.
Aye.
I think Ryanair's got all their Maxes until the 10s get delivered.
That's the other thing as well, because the TUI ones will be delivered fairly soon after it's certified too.
Yeah, well, TUI's still getting 30. Well, they were getting 10, I think, between 2025, 26, but they're now getting 15 or 20 because they signed a lease extension agreement. So they're getting on top of their existing order, they've signed a lease and they're getting 15 more. Hence the two reg sequences they have in mind.
That makes sense. Ryanair is just on the approach for 07.
So the ones from the TUP, I believe, are the ones that are came for this lease, whatever lease it is they've signed. Whereas the ones that are in the TU are actually the ones that they've ordered.
Oh, right. Okay.
I could be completely wrong with this, but they did get 5 of them.
Yeah, because there's let's have a look. Which one is it? Tangy Uniform Papa Echo is still due for delivery.
Yeah, they're also the German ones are getting German and Belgium are getting a few, but they're already part of existing orders. It's these ones, and then they're getting 20 Max 10s.
Yeah.
The aircraft may have the capacity, but they'll never replace the 757. Nothing will replace it.
It's true. Chris can't see the people of Wick being particularly happy with the AIS Airlines after the ruining of a potential. Yeah, that's true. I knowing the way AIS have operated different flights, and even when they lost that one in Denmark, the Carrot flight, I agree with you, Chris. I think it could fail to meet expectations, especially given how disappointing Eastern was for a lot of customers. I mean, even the day we flew with Eastern, we got really lucky because our flight actually operated.
Yeah, and yet, the flight we looked at the day before, and it would have been cancelled. We looked at the day before, and then the way we ringed it, and then
if we'd flown on the Monday, that would have been game over because that flight was cancelled. So we got very lucky. But it was me and Dan were very laid back and easy going because we were just doing video editing and whatnot. Whereas because of the delay that our flight on the Tuesday had, which was a couple of hours, wasn't it? You could sense the frustration amongst some of the passengers. It didn't bother us, but when you're relying on that service to get you from Wick to Aberdeen to then connect on to other services and so on, it does have a negative impact on people's view of the service as well. Even though it is, 6 hour drive, 5-6 hour drive versus a 20-minute flight, it's a no-brainer. EasyJet to Bristol has just departed 2.5 hours late. And now we've got our next arrival, Ryanair 809 Yankee, just about a touchdown on runway 07. Pardon me. Yeah, you're right there, Chris. You're absolutely right, mate. Well, our Ryanair 737-800, Ryanair 956 is airborne, heading back to Newcastle. That's one of them on its way back. Still waiting for Echo Kilo India to push back. Scoreboard! Hello, Scoreboard. How are you doing? Great to have you on the live stream, mate. Welcome on board.
There we go. When you type a password in, it still doesn't work.
Yeah, you end up having to go through your passwords list to actually find which one
No,
it is.
it was a payslip, and it just wouldn't put the information in for some reason because it's strange.
Oh, that's a pain.
Yeah, it's fine now.
Let's see if this Ryanair does what the other two arrivals have done, that is a 180 backtrack. Because I don't think all the taxiways have been treated yet, and the previous two arrivals have done a 180 on the runway and then... Oh, it looks like he's doing... He is! Flippin' heck, he stopped quick. Wow! Ryanair 809 Yankee, so our Max that's just landed from Krakow, has planted it on the runway, and before he's even reached Charlie, he's already done a 180 and is now backtracking down the runway. Crumbs, that was quick. Yeah, so the taxiway is still, the exits and that still haven't been treated. So the Ryanair's landed early, and just so he doesn't have as far a taxi, and is making his way back down the runway now. Fishy pie, no room at the inn at Birmingham. Yeah, I imagine it'll be a case of take your mattress, and it'll be a case of sleeping on the floor, I'm afraid. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, AK the tax. Well, this is the thing, because even for our trip, for our little trip to from Wick to Aberdeen, we had contingency plans in place just in case we weren't able to take the flight, and thankfully we didn't have to use those contingency plans.
They were not good contingency plans.
No, they weren't. I mean, taking a taxi for nearly 5 hours, just to try and get back so we could get somewhere from Aberdeen. Yeah. Well, it's 38 of you all tuned in at the moment, everybody. Welcome on board. We're just covering and doing a watch along on Flight Radar 24, as Newcastle Airport has now reopened following some freezing rain earlier on that caused the airport to close and some of our planes diverted. Pilot wants finished SJ's transport. He does, yes. He wants his Greg's sausage roll. That's what he wants.
Greg's?
Greg's, yeah. We have a Greg's in the terminal.
Used to, to be fair.
It's
We've got one in Glasgow as well now. There's one in Edinburgh, I'm sure, now as well.
the only downside with the one at Glasgow, because me and Megan used that it was a couple of years ago when we flew back from Madeira, and we were lucky because we got out just before it got busy.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody else off the flight went straight in there afterwards, and it was heaving, and that was one flight.
Yeah. They've really put it at like a prime place in the airport.
Oh, have I? As staff, sometimes we don't know if it was going to operate. Yeah, that's right, Chris. Because even Eastern Airways would keep passengers waiting. I mean, the day we flew, we were told at check-in by the lass who got our boarding pass that, you know, there is a chance that the flight may be delayed or cancelled. That's what we're hearing. But me and Dan both had enough info from our sources in Aberdeen to know that they were going to send a plane. We just weren't 100% sure which plane it was they were going to send. Scoreboard, what's all the fuss about? The weather's fine here in Leamington, Newcastle.
There's a Flight Radar 24 spotting group on Facebook, and I shared the KLM video of it in the comments in a post and shared it on the group because we were all talking about it. I've been kicked off the group. I'm not even kidding.
Terrible. I thought you were going to say something else there, but that's quite funny.
No, I genuinely have been kicked off the group. I'm not even kidding. Not even oh yeah, you've been kicked off for this. I've just been straight up kicked. I'm like, really?
Terrible. Trying to promote your own stuff. Terrible.
I know. I get kicked off it. Let's search it in flightradar.com.
Great. Yeah, it must have been some amount of reverse thrust and manual braking. Stephen, yeah, it just closed in the last couple of hours, so it was closed from about 8:30 to 10:30.
Never mind, I'm still on that. There's actually 3 other groups. Never mind, I thought I'd get kicked off it. I'm actually still on it. It's got 683,000 members.
Oh, wow.
Let's see if my pending post is still there. Yes, it is, because Facebook doxed my account because their AI thing picks up if you post a link and it blocks your posts on all the groups.
Oh dear.
Really annoying.
Actually, I might be able to pick up the oh, actually, is it charged? Just going to quickly grab something from downstairs, folks. Just one sec. Our next Ryanair's just coming in now from Edinburgh to Newcastle. What was the 7 Eurofighters over the North Sea this afternoon? Hugh, they were all just doing an exercise, mate. So there's I think 3 or 4 of them came in to Northumberland and did some low-level flying, then went down through the lakes and back to Coningsby. But yeah, just normal, routine low-level training. We also had one of them come and do a low approach and go around at Newcastle Airport as well, which was pretty good. Is it worth asking to visit the cockpit these days after we've landed? It is and it isn't. It depends, because if you arrive onto a bus stand, usually the answer is no, because the crew want to get going as soon as possible. And if they arrive late, so if you land late at your destination and the crew wants to pick up a little bit of time, the answer is going to be no. You're always better waiting if it's the last flight of the day. Generally, I find last flight of the day, or if you've got a nice big turnaround time, they're generally the best times to do it. I would recommend anyway. I'm just going to quickly get my scanner downstairs because I should be able to hear this right now on approach. Just one sec.
Oh, I accidentally muted myself there. Whoops.
Right, folks, I've got my scanner. Where can you subscribe? If you want to subscribe to Dan's channel, you can head over onto his link that I shared. Right, you might actually be able... I'm back.
Welcome back.
You might be able to hear this Ryanair contact Newcastle approach. You won't be able to hear the Newcastle controller, but you will be able to hear Newcastle approach. The Ryanair even. Because from where I am, sometimes you can hear the planes as they're descending. And Fishy, yes, you see the Typhoons quite frequently, especially at the moment they're doing a lot of exercises. Les Eastwood, welcome to the live stream. A400 was in at Wharton today. Nice one. We had one here at Newcastle as well. We had Zulu Mike 400. Came up from RAF Bryce Norton. Did a couple of low approach and go rounds and touch and goes as well. Our second Ryanair stopped pinging at Edinburgh, so I'm not sure where it's gone to. Somebody stole our Ryanair. Ryanair 956 is just ascending into Newcastle now. Should hear him in just a second. Sorry, what were you saying, mate?
Saying the one airport would be nice to see get flights again. Commercial ones would be Carlisle.
Oh, 100%. Billion %.
It won't happen.
The thing is, Logan Air with the Saab 340 and everything at the time when you did that flight, when we went over that day, that was just the perfect combination in terms of aircraft type and routes and everything. But
the problem you've got now is there's not a prop plane that fits that market. There's not. Unless it's the Jetstreams, realistically, there's not anything that fits that market.
It's true.
And the development get cancelled for the one that could have went into that market. The only one that really could fit that market now is that ES30. However that development goes.
That's still a long way off, though. Yes, in answer to Fishy, is Birmingham still shut? Yes, it is. He has a Ryanair 738 on flight radar. Echo India, Echo November, Victor from Bergamo. That's just diverting to Stansted now. Ryanair 34 Zulu Delta. So that's diverting there because Birmingham's still shut. Oh, that's a Ryanair. That's the Ryanair 956, just called up Newcastle radar. Thing is, where the Ryanair is it's kind of obscured by the hills at the moment, so don't get as good a reception. Tony McCall, they're usually cool with you going in the cockpit on the long haul flights. Yeah. Although, well, saying that, I tried with WestJet on the Dreamliner and I didn't get in either of those. That's Ryanair 956, just talking to radar. Lewis, Newcastle fan. Sorry if you answered this. What time does Newcastle Airport close? It doesn't close. It's a 24-hour airport, basically. The only time you can't really go through at departures is between 12 and, I think, 3. 12 and half 3 or 12 and 4, something like that. But it's never closed. It's always open. Chris, yeah, that's another airport. That's a good one. Just talking of ones you'd like to see do better is Dundee. Me and Dan both flew from Dundee to Heathrow with Logan Air, and it's a lovely little terminal, great little airport, but very few services, sadly.
I used to have quite a big base there, like back in the day.
That's right.
Not anymore though, unfortunately.
Geordie Nicholas, I bet tomorrow the Foons head up to Lossie and then turn off the transporters and have a play over Greenland, just saying. I was just saying to everybody before, though, how yesterday I was tracking their military flight movements and putting 2 and 2 together, and then saw the AIS data on that tanker, and then the next thing a US official comes out and says, "Oh yes, we've seized that tanker." It's like, you're not kidding. From the get-go, Logan Air wasn't as committed. Yeah, that's right, Chris. They did outsource it to Nike's Air with the Saab 340s. You're right. It was a nice trial for them. I know that the South End flights didn't do as well as they expected. Some of the flights only had like 4 or 5 people on board. And several times they had to divert to Newcastle because of fog, which wasn't ideal.
The Dublin and Belfast flights seem to do a lot better.
Oh, that's Ryanair just getting further descent to intercept the ILS. Doesn't surprise me that Dublin and Belfast ones did as well, because I think there's more connections between likes of the West Coast and Ireland, Northern Ireland in some ways, than what there is to head down south. Stephen Marchant, great to have you on the live stream, Stephen. Thank you so much for your support today as well, mate. Really do appreciate it. Hope you have a fantastic weekend. All the very best, mate. Great to have you on board. Les Eastwood, any diverts to Manchester? Yes, we've had a few diverts to Manchester. There's been a few. Well, folks, we're going to watch this Ryanair land and the Pilatus PC24 that's on final, and that's going to be it for the live stream tonight. Just a little impromptu one, which I hoped you might find interesting. Tony McCall, you're absolutely right there. You're in the Virgin A350 in both Orlando and Manchester, and it helps when you have kids. You're absolutely right. So last month, it was my nephew's first ever flight, and we took him to Tenerife. And I tried to get him in the cockpit on the way there, but the problem was we were on a remote bus stand, and so when I asked the crew, it was just a flat out no, because we were running a little bit late. Whereas on the way back, I asked basically chief flight attendant if it would be okay to visit the cockpit afterwards, and he said yeah, no problem, I'll organise it with the captain, sort of thing. So I managed to get him in the cockpit for his first ever visit, and he loved it. He absolutely loved it. Should have used the ATR 42 and gone to London City. Josh Temple, yeah, it would have been good, but again, there's only so much demand there, sadly. Lewis, when you went to Cancun in the summer, you managed to get in the cockpit. Nice one. Chris, yeah, you're right. You're right about that. But then again, that's another one of those routes where, since Blue Island's failed and Logan Air's taken over, it's interesting as well, just with the whole state of Guernsey and who they want to operate it. They don't particularly want Logan Air to operate it per se. Would you fly on one of them, Dan?
Well,
Swearing in Metroliner?
yes. Would you?
No.
Why?
far too many instances.
Fair enough, I had that. Who's it flying for anyways? Is it on a charter?
It's North flying. It's operating from Manchester to Aalborg, just passing over Middlesbrough.
It's not a lot of airlines fly them anymore, to be fair. It'd be very hard to get one.
There's very few. Well, especially with passenger service. There's quite a few still freight-wise, but...
Yeah.
Well, here come our last two arrivals in Newcastle that we're going to watch anyway. There is another Ryanair up in Edinburgh. He was pinging to come back to Newcastle, but he's turned his transponder off, so I don't know if the crew have run out of hours or they're waiting on de-icing or something, but either way, we'll just watch these two, folks, and call it a day. And it's been a pleasure to have Dan on the live stream as well. Thank you for your support.
Yeah, it's been good to be here, even though I'm like half asleep.
After having had a 30-minute nap as well. Sheesh.
Was it good nap?
Right, here comes this Pilatus PC24 Echo Juliet Mike Alpha Charlie Kilo EJ Mac, delivered brand new in September. SJ's Transport, absolute pleasure, mate. Brilliant to have you all on board. Just going to give a shout out to all of our top fans on the live stream. Shout out to SJ's Transport, John Vassy, Geordie Nicholas, Lewis NUFC, Stephen Marchant, Hugh Clark, Sean Ray, Les Eastwood, Fishy Pie, Tony McCall, John Hindley, Chris, Snazzy Snez, The Scoreboard, Audrey McDonald, Daniel Sander, Simply Just Plains, Ferry Hill Train Spotter, Benjamin 1456, Hong Kong Fui, Jacqueline McDonald, Planes and Trains, Josh Temple, and Jero. Big massive shout out to each and every one of you, and thank you so much for your support. Really do appreciate it. Some of you have been on most of the live streams I've done today as well, so thank you all very much for your support. I really appreciate it.
I've done 3 today.
I've done 3, yeah. I started at 8:30 this morning, then the flight sim one, and then now this one. That's the Pilatus PC24 just landed. I imagine he'll do the same, 180 backtrack. He's used nearly more runway. He's nearly used more runway than the Max did. Chris, yeah, the pivot's already really happening with Loganair, and there's more ATR 42-600s and 72-600s become available. The airline will start to withdraw the Embraer 145s in the next year. There is no real replacement in a way for the 145s, but the ATR 72-600 is as close to it as you're going to get in a way. But it'll make their whole training and fleet renewal a lot easier. Ryanair's now on final from Edinburgh to Newcastle. Let's have a look to see on the departures. It's still showing an estimate 11:35. The Fort Ventura to Birmingham flight, the EasyJet one, diverted to Liverpool. Easy 23 Alpha X-ray, so that's in Liverpool now.
You know, it's disappointing. I'm working tomorrow. Then I'm off for a week again.
Well, I'm not off for a week. But like you, I am working tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm doing freelance tomorrow, though.
Oh, yeah. That's not bad.
Yeah. Not available.
Josh Temple, could you see Logan Air getting either the E170s or A220s? Sadly not. I think they're just too big for the airline. As daft as that sounds, I mean, the UK regional market's in a funny place at the moment, especially in terms of demand. And I think Flybe, the original Flybe, had it almost to a T with their mix of Dash 8s and Embraers, but the routes and the way they operated kind of justified their fleet. But yeah. Well, folks, last arrival of the day, Ryanair 956. Saw this over 12 hours ago at the airport. Well, folks, I can see everybody's tuning out. It's getting to midnight, so I think everyone's heading to bed, which I'm going to do myself. But that is the first diversion. SJ's Transport, good night, mate. Great to have you on the live stream. Thank you very much for tuning in. This is our first Ryanair, just arriving back in Newcastle now. That's a Ryanair just touching down now. Ryanair 956. Well, folks, again, a massive thank you to everyone who's tuned in. Really appreciate the support throughout the day, folks. Thank you all so much. And again, don't forget to check out Dan's video of the KLM 777. I'm sure you'd appreciate that. And he'll hopefully have some, who knows, might even have a live stream coming up in 2026. Who knows?
We shall see.
Anyway, thank you all very much for watching, folks. Hope you enjoyed the live stream. And Chris, great to have you on the live stream. Josh Temple, SJ's Transport, Lewis NUFC, Stephen Marchant, Tony McCall. Great to have you all on board, folks. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, whatever you get up to. But for now, from me and Dan, it's good night. And thank you all very much for watching. See you very soon. Bye bye.